You've been trading for I think, was it 7 years?
Yes,
right?
I went live.
Yes.
I went live in 2000. I demo traded for about a year before that, but I went live. Cool. I opened my first live account in 2013, and my first live account I tanked within a month. I just didn't have the psychology down. I just couldn't stand to close a losing trade. It's a profitable strategy. There's no question of a doubt. I just have to see whether because volatility market changes at Frankfurt and London Open. So you may have perfect setups all the way through the day, and then it just goes crazy and nothing works in London. Everybody thinks they've got their psychology down. Most of the time, I think, not so much. I still battle on a daily basis. I'm currently doing an exercise with my algo that's been going for years, not two years that it's been running. Is that when I put my trades in the morning, I won't look at my MT4 platform for 24 hours. So I put that in on Monday. I failed every single day. So yeah, strategy mode's good, quick, easy. I don't know why people battle with it, but who am I to judge? So I think that account that is 11.17% return on live accounts. So yeah, I'm happy with
that. At the end of the day, we're humans, and that's just the way we're built.
Yeah.
Or we're kind of built to survive. So if something goes wrong in the trading, always try to fight back.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, why don't we start off? Tell me a little bit how the last few weeks were going for you.
Yes, Patrick. So I suppose it's a tale of two stories, really. Any new system or strategy is probably going to have a learning curve that always produces a lot of excitement at the front end, and then under testing, reality sets in, because there isn't such thing as 100% win rate or 100% perfect trade. Just doesn't exist. So two things happen. Is I'm looking for a diversification strategy that is good for me on the lower time frame from Frankfurt Open to when I go to sleep. But all the testing I've done, I can't tell you what time of day it is, because you just scroll back and you just do the testing. So in essence, that's thing number one. I have to retest based on time of day. If you see my video that I posted as homework assignment number 3, I mentioned it a couple of times because I'm finding trades. I don't know whether those trades would be in my trade window or not. The strategy mode and that account, I think I gave you access to it. I left it, it wasn't private the first time around. I think I've opened it up so that everybody can see it. And that's 11% up. So there's nothing wrong with the strategy mode, but it's the same trade target window that I currently trade on. So I trade for half an hour before London Open, before New York close, because that's when I have time available to trade, like right now, and then again at Frankfurt Open. So I wasn't looking for something in that window. I was looking for something in the other window.
So, the trading strategy you learned, it is a strategy, but it's really the essence of how the market moves. So, breaks the level, retests the level, breaks the level, retests the level. So, the rules, the simple rules are, we wait for resistance to turn into neutral, and then that's the level we're going to trade, or support turning into neutral. And then we enter on the retest. So that's really the foundation of it. And then some people, build some other things into it, the way kind of they like to trade. So based on the backtesting, based on their results, they kind of build their own niche within it. But yeah, I mean, going back to the trading time, yeah, now is really kind of bad time to trade because there's not a lot of volume. Are you trading London session at all?
Yeah, so that's the trading session. So my current algo is a day trading strategy. It takes me between 20 and 45 minutes at the New York rollover. Volume's a key component, but only volume momentum on the day after. So my algo has a very sophisticated volume profile. I also need to go back and give you a bit more information. So one of the reasons why I'm here is because I originally started trading many years ago with a guy called James Edwards from Complete Currency Trader. And he had a dashboard of strength and weaknesses that was an aggregation of 5 tier 1 liquidity providers. And when I say I paid him a lot of money, I paid him a hell of a lot of money. I paid him $30,000 for the dashboard, and I paid him $50,000 for mentorship. And 3 months ago, he just disappeared. The dashboard doesn't work. He can't be found anywhere. Now, he did in essence complete his mentorship commitment, because his commitment was to make me a profitable trader. I've been profitable for a number of years. So yes, he did meet his commitment. However, the tool that I use to trade with is gone. Okay, so I have a little bit of a fear of that. Not that I think you guys are going to do it, but BFT is the same thing. I will be dependent on a tool that I have no control on. So
yeah, that makes sense. No, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, if you've been in a situation like that before, of course you wanna try to avoid that.
yeah,
But to give you kind of a background, the strategy you learned is the same strategy I was trading before X mode. So I only started X mode, early this year. That's when I started using X mode. That's when I'm going to join BFT as well. So, but X mode really made that strategy a lot easier and a lot more simple. And the win rate actually increased with that too, because I wasn't able to look at the levels the same way I was, with my own support and resistance. But the market still moves the same. Breaks level, retest level. You can do that with X mode or without. So the foundation is still the same. So if we were to leave, you would still be able to trade that way. So yeah, so I don't think you have to worry about that too much. I mean, we're not going to leave. I know that, because people don't need to pay us thousands to get access.
Yeah.
It's just it's one time, just a monthly subscription. So yeah, I mean, have you seen some consistency with the BOC
in back testing? Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely.
What about on your either demo or live trades?
So I haven't taken any BRC live.
Okay.
Because I haven't got my confidence level to a point where I don't piss around with demo accounts anymore. So maybe I should do this so you can see. So that's what I trade off. I make rules and I trade off rules.
Nice, yeah.
If I can't do that, then I don't take it live. I don't need to learn how to put an order into MT4 anymore. I've been doing it for too many years. I don't need to do a demo. So I'm building. So this is mine for my current algo that I trade on New York rollover. I'm building that for BRC and also for BFT. When I'm confident with that, I will go live on the X mode. Strategy mode, as I say, it took me half an hour and I was placed the trades. So
okay.
that's not an issue here. So for me, it's really, so I still haven't done due diligence around backtesting correctly, putting it down on the right time zone, seeing if those trades fall into my window of opportunity. There's a whole lot of stuff I still have to do.
Okay. Yeah. But you're understanding the setup, right? I watched your assignment too. It looks like you got the kind of the strategy, right, with the BOC.
Yeah, absolutely. After that, I watched a couple of the videos, and the levels that we used had different SNs and Rs on it, and that's why I posted that last question. So, Jesus, what level is it actually? Because everybody's using a different level. So it was correct. What you replied was exactly what my understanding was. So I just ignore. I look at that thing. I don't know how you guys keep up 500 in the Grand Dojo. It's just ridiculous. I mean, it's just. So
Neil, you've been trading for I think, was it 7 years?
Yes,
right.
I went live.
Yes.
I went live in 2005. I demo traded for about a year before that. But I went live. Cool. I opened my first live account in 2013. And my first live account, I tanked within a month. I just didn't have the psychology down. I just couldn't stand to close a losing trade. Everybody thinks they've got their psychology down. Most of the time, I think, not so much. I still battle on a daily basis. I'm currently doing an exercise with my algo that's been going for years, not 2 years that it's been running, is that when I put my trades in the morning, I won't look at my MT4 platform for 24 hours. So I put that in on Monday. I failed every single day.
Because at the end of the day, we're humans, and that's just the way we're built.
Yeah.
Or we're kind of built to survive. So if something goes wrong in the trading, always try to fight back.
Yes, absolutely.
How was your X-Mode experience so far? Are you believe in X-Mode? Do you think it has good potential for your trading?
Okay, absolutely. So X-Mode supports my belief structure in the market. People call it support and resistance. I just call it pools of liquidity for different market pulses. It's the same thing. So for a while, I fought everybody that said it's a support point and a resistance point, because those words were wrong for me. But they're just pools of liquidity. Mm-hmm. And when I look at them as pools of liquidity, either for short or long, and that depends on whether it's a support or a resistance. So I would have been gone after day 2 if it didn't support my belief system in the market. So it supports my belief system and is a viable platform. Therefore, I'll develop on it over time. And I've never been in a rush. Used to be in a rush. I'm not in a rush. I reckon it'll take me another month before I take my first X mode trade. The strategy mode will continue, but the first X mode, then I'll have enough back data. I'll have enough history and enough automation in my mind. So enough. There's the image. There's the trade. We move on.
Okay, got it. Yeah. On your back test, can you see the potential in the BOCs? Do you feel like that's a strategy you can work with? I'm not sure what your strategy was before or is right now, but do you feel like that has potential for the kind of way that you trade?
Absolutely. So I just, in the next phase of back tests that I do, I'll do them only in my time window that I have available. And then I can actually see the return that I'm going to have in my time. Overall, over the period of day or over the 30 or 40 back test opportunities, absolutely. It's a profitable strategy. There's no question of a doubt. I just have to see whether because volatility market changes at Frankfurt and London Open. So you may have perfect setups all the way through the day, and then it just goes crazy. Nothing works in London. So that's why I have to redo it all again and see how it performs in my window. I have no doubt that it will be fine, because that's when everybody's trading.
Yeah.
So it should be fine. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
In terms of the dojo, was there enough content there for you to start, learning it and picking up the strategy?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so the BRC is easy because I understand market structure, so it was easy. The level bounce one, so that's probably the strategy for me that has the most non-rule based, because it's opinion. Yes, that's a really good rejection candle, but that's opinion, because if you look at different things in the market, different times of the day, it may not be a big rejection candle. It may just be a really thin DOM, and there may have been few orders that looked like a big candle, but there was no real volume there. So that's very subjective, but they present themselves far more often, so you can be picky. So there's two sides and at London, at Frankfurt, and going forward, there's liquidity in the market, there's volume, so you don't have to worry about that. If you see an engulfing candle in that time, it is an engulf.
Yeah. For me, I find the dead bounces are good. I usually just take them when it's full support. When you have the full support, so the circle with the S and then the extensions below it. Those seem to work the best for the level bounces. They seem to have the best liquidity as well.
Right.
Because you're getting into the top, either at the bottom of the range on support, or the top of the range on resistance.
Yes.
So those work the best for me on level bounces. If it's like a RRR 75%, those will have less volume usually.
Yeah.
But for me, even sometimes when I see the level bounce, I'll still revert back to the BOC. So I'll wait, for some structure to form, and then I'll go in with the BOC, because it's kind of I'm trained kind of to go with the momentum. So I don't know if you're the same way. But
absolutely.
if you're having more success with the BOC, you can treat the level bounce kind of the same as the BOC almost.
Yeah. So I don't fight momentum, mate. I'd rather go with it. Much better odds.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, the level bounce is more of a reversal trade. So you're getting the reversal, and the BOC is more you go kind of wherever the momentum takes you.
Yeah, it's a continuation versus reversal. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So short answer is yes, I got good value from the dojo. As I say, Michael and I were the only two that really responded in our dojo, but that's not BFT. That's the people that have decided to join the dojo that I know they're on a different path of their journey. So hopefully they get there as well.
Yeah, we had that when we launched the first two dojos. We realized that some people are dropping off, some people are not that active, and then we realized we need to open another group where all the other dojos get added to. So in case there's someone doesn't get that much value from that other group, they still have that other group as support. Of course, it's way better to have that smaller group. There's less messages, it's more focused.
And lots of new people don't realize the value of that small support team or that commitment team. If I make a commitment to that team, I'm going to meet that commitment. And 90% of being successful in Forex is actually meeting commitments, doing things, and pushing your learning, obviously. Yeah. So they'll be back, and they'll be more active later, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, it's actually funny. Like the people, even if they cancel their subscription or they drop off, usually they come back a few weeks, a few months later, because they just realize they can't do it alone. They need some support system. They need some help. So they always tend to come back. Yeah.
You have to have a ecosystem that's busy. 500 a day busy. That's a lot of work for you guys. So,
what was your favorite part of the dojo? So you had some experience. You're already an experienced trader. Was there anything that you thought the dojo was differently than other courses, or anything that you liked the most?
I think the way it's set out on the assignment gaps are natural small progressions. So you don't get, because if you miss a step, you're going to get lost. You're going to have to go all the way back to one. There was no massive time pressure for a working stiff because I've got a normal job. I could easily do it. There was no difficulty in maintaining the pace that you needed to get through the dojo. The only thing, as I said, that I would have liked more interaction within the dojo, but that's not BFT. That's the people in the dojo. But as soon as I got to the grand dojo, there's so much interaction there that I had to actually just selectively read, because lots of people have lots of different opinions. And I'm still trying to cement my base mental image of a good trade in BFT. And you see something and you think, oh, that looks like a good trade, but you didn't think it was a good trade when you were doing the analysis. So why all of a sudden? It's just because somebody else has said so, you know? I think you have to be careful, and I certainly have to be careful, because I start questioning myself when I see too many varying opinions.
Yeah, I agree.
Awesome. Yeah, other than that, it's going. Nothing going wrong. Put it that way, which is first prize.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Good to hear. In strategy mode, it's all working fine too.
Yeah, strategy mode's good, quick, easy. I don't know why people battle with it, but who am I to judge? You know. So I think that account that is 11.17% return on a live account. So yeah, I'm happy with that for the time. I'm not in any strategy mode trades at the moment. My EC, I stopped to break even, or just above break even, yesterday, and stopped out with a little bit of profit. And I don't like taking longer term trades on a Friday. So
yeah, makes sense. Yeah. When you joined BFT, have you seen any difference in your trading, or a different way that you look at the market?
I think not that much, because it already suits my vision of the market. So it already supports what I believe. So it does clearly define areas that I would have been maybe slightly different. So your algo uses different calculations, obviously, to my eye. So they're probably more accurate from a numbers point of view, but it's supporting what I already believe. So
makes sense. You can implement that with the BRCs too. You know, some people
absolutely, because it's a lower time frame. I'm so used to it. So if I get one that's winning, I'm going to scale it up. If it's on the 15, I'll go to 30, go to 1 hour, go to 4 hour, go to a day, and I'll see how long I can chase it up for sure.
Yeah. Because if it's a continuation and you get in at the bottom of support, strong support, and that's one thing I like about X mode. If you get in on let's say prices on like a 4 hour strong support with that circle, and you get in on that. It's a good trend. You can hold it for quite a while. So
absolutely.
You can close one and then have one runner that you can just leave until it hits your stop loss.
Yeah.
Profit.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. I mean, I don't think I have any other questions. If you do have anything for me?
No, I'm good, Patrick. Yeah.
Okay.
As I say, I'm generally happy. So there's no, I have the normal trader concerns, but nothing big.
Okay. Do you think there's a good foundation here for you to keep growing on?
Yeah. I'll carry on with it. I would have been out already if I didn't think it suited me. So I'll let you know when I go live on BRC, and I'll send you the MyFX book link, and you can follow the journey.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I checked out the strategy link. That one didn't work. It said it was still private.
I changed it. So if you go back, you should be able to see.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll have a look. And so, I guess, Neil, what's next for you? Let's say you go live with the BRC. What's kind of your next step in your trading journey? Are you trading full time right now, or do you still have a day job?
No, I still have a day job. I still absolutely have a day job. So I have a very lucrative day job. So trading's going to have to be really good to me for me to move.
Okay.
But here's the longer term vision. So I have done the FTMO challenge before, by the way. with my own strategy, and passed. Quit the first time, failed the second time, passed it the third time when I got my psychology right. Exactly the same strategy. It was just about psychology, and they gave me a lot of help. So I will do that again with BRC when I think I've got it down, to test whether it's good strategy. I don't know whether I could maintain the threshold of return requirements part-time. You'd have to be full-time to do it. But it's a great asset test. I'm prepared to pay the price just to prove that I can do it. At some point, I would like to, I'm older, as you can see, so I can use more of my pensionable income to trade my own money, So my long account has returned 130% over a year and a half. So I don't have any fear of bumping up that account. And that's already a $30,000 account. It's not a small account, but I could make it 100, I reckon, without hitting the psychological barrier. And then if it so happened that I could become a FDMO trader with a fair enough account, I would quit, because it's easier for me to sit at home than it is to slog.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, when you get to the point, when you do the FDMO challenge, if you want, you can send me the link to that challenge too, because you get a link. You get a link. Yep. Yeah. And what I do is, I try to stay on top of those people too. So if I see them messing up or something, then
you can. Yeah, I see that somebody made it the other day.
Yeah, there's 2 people who passed the challenge.
Okay, good. Awesome.
Yesterday.
Yep.
So 2 people passed the challenge, and then 1 person passed the verification. I think 2 weeks ago.
Right.
So yeah, so we got more people completing the challenges, completing the verifications now.
Did they do, what were they doing? Obviously they were doing X mode.
BRC.
But yeah. Okay. And what time frame were they?
One of them is doing the 5 minutes, so 5 minute, 15 minutes. But of course, still making sure everything aligns on a higher time frame.
Aligns with a higher time frame, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And then Ray, he's also doing 5 minutes, some 1 minute too, but mostly 5 minutes. And the other guy, I think he's doing the 15-minute and the 1 hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So those are low time frames. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And FTMO is great for lower time frames.
Yep.
Because you can hold over the weekends, can all have open on news. So you want to be, the day trades. That's the way to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And there's the good thing with FTMO, there's no limit on lot size, as long as you don't lose, you don't go over your maximum daily loss.
Correct.
There's some prop firms where you can only open a certain lot size.
5%ers, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they limit your lot size, and it's very difficult. Yeah, good.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Neil.